Life insurers put life into the things you live for. The new factory that's hiring your neighbors. Maintenance on the bridge that keeps traffic flowing. The paycheck that puts pizza night on the table. Life insurers contribute $8 trillion to communities and local economies through bond purchases and other investments, and protect the financial security of 90 million American families, like yours. See how life insurers put life into America at acli.com. Paid for by the American Council of Life Insurers.
Last week, we watched Robots.
This week, we watched The Master of Disguise.
The connection is the song Eye of the Tiger by Survival.
Where was that song? At what point? I don't even remember.
I wrote it in my notes, but I can't be bothered getting it up there. So. It's in there somewhere. Don't worry about it. Hello and welcome to the Knitting Podcast, a podcast about knitting where we knit jumpers and sometimes beanies.
That's good. I was about to say I thought I came onto the wrong podcast, but here I am. I'm ready to talk about knitting, and occasionally I go a little bit off topic and talk about crocheting.
Oh, why, that is fantastic, Gerald. My name is Jemima, and we are doing the podcast Knitting, and More Knitting here on the Zoinks! It's actually Oldie Buddy Goodie fuckos!
What? I am on the wrong podcast. Shit!
It's a podcast of disguise.
Wow, what a
That's
twist.
the joke. Where every week, Zach and I watch movies that are vaguely related to the movie we did last week. My connection between the movie Robots and Master of Disguise is the song Eye of the Tiger by Survivor, which appears in one random scene in both movies. It's not really important, but I thought it was a funny connection. It's also a good, and Zach chose this, and that's Zach talking, and I'm Sandro, and...
I'm Zach now? Wow, that's a bonus.
Yeah, you were also in disguise.
Yeah. I'll say, your joke at the start of this podcast was better than all the jokes in this movie, so...
That's a bit mean. There were some funny jokes in this, I think, maybe?
That's weird, because I didn't see them. You must have you must have been paying more attention than I was, because I missed them.
I will say this about the movie Master of Disguise. We're going to do non-spoilers and then spoilers. The non-spoilers is going to be very short, because there's nothing to say here. Aside from the fact that this isn't a movie, my first impressions are going to be, it was funnier and also less funny than I thought it would be. And who...
That's fair.
...allowed this to happen? Adam Sandler. Who allowed this to happen?
Yeah.
And why is it not finished? That's my first impressions. What's yours, Zach?
My first impression is that the humor must have been disguised, because I didn't see it. No, this was weird. This is a weird movie. It does feel like an Adam Sandler film, right? Except without Adam Sandler.
That's true. It's still funnier than any Rob Schneider movie.
Yeah. But
much.
I do feel like if you replace the main character with Adam Sandler, it would probably make this movie better. And I hate to diss on the dude, because I think he's a great dude, but this is a movie that is made to be a bad Adam Sandler movie. Not a bad anyone else movie, you know?
It's interesting because it's Dana Carvey, who's Garth from Wayne's World, and that's pretty much, not to be mean, that's kind of the only thing he's really known for in movies. He does some small things here and there, but like, this is him doing impressions, which was never his thing. That was Mike Myers' thing. Like, Dana Carvey did some impressions, and famously the character of Dr. Evil from Austin Powers is just Mike Myers completely ripping off a joke that Dana Carvey used to do. I think it's his impression of Lorne Michaels or something, but anyway, that's not important. Doing impressions is not Dana Carvey's thing. So why did he make a whole movie about impressions? And why did Adam Sandler produce it and give him money? It's fascinating. What a fascinating movie this is.
It's so weird because it's absolutely like he was trying to break into that. He was like, I'm with that. Or like people were trying to break him into it for them. You know, they were like, let's try and Mike Myers it up.
Yes.
Like, you've been with him, you've learned to see you do that sort of thing, and it just does not work.
No.
And is kind of racist at points.
Extremely racist at points.
Yeah, I didn't want to say extremely, but it's extremely racist.
It's also there's a lot of problems in this movie. There's a lot.
I'm going to hit you with my number one problem.
What's your number one problem?
It wasn't really funny.
Fair.
But I'll say humor's subjective, so some people might find it funny. But I feel like, for me personally, it was trying to do absurdist humor.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And it was just, like, not very absurd or funny in that aspect. I don't know. And I feel like absurdist humor, like, it's, I don't know. It's bizarre. It's like, it's not committing to the It had the problem where it was trying to do like a really firm storyline, and the absurdist humor was like clashing with it, right?
True. Yes.
Reminds me of what's the spy movie where the guy or Don't Call Me Shirley? What's
Don't Call Me Shirley? Oh, Marx Brothers?
Yeah. Like that's sort of like. The spy movie, right? Where you've got the...
I think I remember.
Spy Hard is what I was thinking of.
Oh, sure.
With Leslie Nelson.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. Is like, you've got the straight man doing a straight thing. I mean, that's a bad example of a movie because it was, bad.
That was a bad one, but yeah. I know what you mean.
The idea being that you've got this scenario that's serious and then silly things happen in it.
Yes.
But the problem with it, and like, there are movies out there that do it well, where it's like, hey, it's like, you got serious scenes where you can be grounded, and then the silly stuff happens, and you're like, haha, that's silly.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the problem with this movie, I think it was all silly. None of it was taken seriously at any point. Like, the like serious points aren't serious enough to give it contrast for the silliness.
That's fair. There's nothing to ground you. The whole movie's very absurd. That is true.
And then there's like this overarching like there's like this super plot, and they've been like fucking Illuminati spies from around the world, but then like they do nothing cool or whatever to earn them this title. They just like are kind of batshit insane, and that's the only thing they really do.
I think there's some jokes in there that were a good idea regarding how they weren't very good, but we'll get to that in spoilers. But no, you're right. Like, it is very absurd. I liked some of the absurd. I'm not going to say I liked the first 20 minutes of this movie, because I think like is a different word that's not correct to what the feeling that I had was.
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself for a lot of this because it's so bad. And it's so... like, the movie feels misinformed.
Yes.
The movie feels like it's a mistake. And that's the best. And not only does the movie feel like it's a mistake, it also feels like everyone who worked on the movie knew that it was a mistake, which is why it's only 65 minutes long. And it doesn't have an ending. And it's a complete mess, and it's awful, because everyone knew that it was a mistake, yet they had already filmed so much that they had to release it, which makes it very funny for me. But I did like some of the absurdist stuff. I liked a lot of the stuff at the start, and I like the character's name is Pistachio Disguisey, I think is hilarious.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good one. You just bringing that up now made me laugh more than that entire film. No, I'm shitting on the film.
I will say, I do think that the Turtle Club scene is incredible. It's a 10 out of 10 sequence.
Great.
It's hilarious. Great, fun stuff. Very iconic.
It was, it made me mad. It made me upset, that scene. But we'll get to it. No, I think I am being negative, but there was things I liked about it. Again, I think the money that they put into this is a hilarious amount.
It feels like a prank. It feels like someone pranked someone.
Yeah, there was a lot of money they wasted on this movie. There's good ideas in this film, I think.
Sure.
And it's just not very well done or mashed together. Like, I liked the idea of the, like, secret family of disguises that have the power of disguising, and they disguise.
Yep.
Right? but like the execution is just not there at all.
Oh, it's pretty terrible. It's pretty awful. And also the plot, the quote-unquote plot that's here is terrible as well. I feel like there's some good sketches in here, but as a movie, it doesn't have a through line that's interesting in the slightest. It's so boring. I think as well, and this is a big point for me, is on Google. And I didn't bring this up last week because I wanted you to pick the movie. It does list this as a family film. The comedy in this movie is not... I personally would not say this is family friendly in the slightest. They don't swear.
I don't know. There was a lot of family on screen. I'm just saying.
They don't swear, and it's not like overly like sexual, but it also very much it's not any worse than Robots in terms of what you see and what you hear, but I also feel like this is not at all family friendly at all. It doesn't, it's not going to go over kids' heads. It's just right there on screen, and you're going to be gonna have to talk to them about it. I don't know. It's interesting how this movie tries to be a kids movie, but it's not at all a kids movie. I found that very funny as well.
I feel like that's just the 2000s vibe. It was just a little bit way too over-sexualized. Yeah, it's comedy writers had two tones, and we saw that the other week, where it's you have fart jokes and sex jokes, and then you can try and find things in between.
Yeah.
But those were the staples, and if you didn't put them in your film, what were you doing, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty fair. That's pretty fair.
Although in this film it isn't fart jokes, it's although there is fart jokes, which
there's a lot of fart jokes.
Which is just it's more yeah, it's just fart jokes, I guess. It's fart jokes and sex were just the two staples of comedy, and you had to build around those for things, and it's just annoying because both of those suck as comedy, I feel. And we've grown past it, and now it's you looking back into your younger years and going, ooh, that was it was a trend, right? It was a trend of the time, and it's a bad trend, and it does not gel well for now or the future, I'd expect. Actually, it might come around. Who knows? Maybe I'll be wrong.
Maybe. I mean, everything always comes back. So maybe it'll be funny again. For sure. I mean, they don't make comedies anymore. Comedies don't really get made anymore. Now they're always it's Jumanji. It's an adventure movie, but it's also mostly a comedy. Or it's the Minecraft movie, which is an absurd comedy, but it's also
Chicken
the
Jockey.
Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
So, they don't make straight comedies anymore, really. So I think maybe that's also part of why this style of stuff doesn't really come around. But this movie was it felt very 2000s, especially considering that we spent a whole year watching 2001 comedies a little while ago.
Yeah, but I feel we had the luxury of being able to pick, good movies.
That's true.
We didn't half the time, but we had the luxury, whereas this one was not one of those.
I loved it, though. I'm glad I picked this.
I did have a question from that. What would you describe Dracula sorry, not Dracula, I should say Renfield.
Oh, that's a crime crime comedy. So it's not a comedy.
Yes.
It's not really it's not a comedy first, but it is funny.
I would argue that it almost is a comedy. That one's interesting because it almost is a comedy first, but it also is so involved with its plot that it's also not.
It's a comedy horror crime movie where there's comedy in it, but it's not just a comedy movie. When I think just a comedy movie, I think Zoolander, I think Wet Hot, I think fucking, I don't know, Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. I love that movie. That movie's great.
I think Wet Hot is a good example of just it's made for the comedy and nothing really else. Yeah.
Everything nowadays is Marvel movies. They have a lot of comedy in them, but they're not comedy movies.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's just Quip City out there, you know? You just have your characters talking and doing silly quips, and then you get on with your story, and that's the comedy.
But there's some stuff in this that I thought was good. I thought that there's a lot of really great filmmaking here. There's one scene that was shot like an Italian horror, and that was fun.
Yeah.
Is that it? That's the only thing I have to mention.
I will say there was a lot of money put into this. I think some of the special effects and other things were done really well. And there was a lot of practical effects.
It's like there was a lot of talent here. It's just
wasted.
Why did you do it, though?
Yeah.
It goes to show that if the general premise is so broken, and if the main guy you've cast cannot do what you're asking him to do, the movie's just not going to work. And this is a prime example of that.
It's rough. It is.
It's funny. It's great.
It's incredible how this got made. And it is infuriating to me because I always like to imagine the potential of something, you know?
Yeah.
And the missed potential of a movie is more enticing to me than the actual movie itself. And in those cases, I get quite mad because I'm like, I can see how this could have been good. Look at all these cool effects. Look at all these costumes. Look at all these things.
Yeah.
And just the way you've gone about it is fucking terrible.
Exactly. I do want to bring this up. It's not really a spoiler, but also maybe it is because if you watched the movie and you're shocked at how it ends, I think it kind of adds to the overall what the fuck was that. So spoilers, slight spoilers. The movie does not have an ending. The movie has like a final sequence, and then it cuts to 15 minutes worth of outtakes and like credits. I don't know if you sat through all of that.
I definitely did not.
You didn't sit through it? Oh, there's some great jokes in there.
Damn, I wish I had now because I didn't see any great jokes during the movie, so it would have been nice to see some of those.
Well, I'll go through all of them in the spoiler section. But
okay, that's good. Yeah,
so you probably only watched about an hour of this then, because this movie ends like it's 80 minutes and 15 minutes at the end is credits.
Yeah, I just assumed they were credits.
Because they just didn't have a movie.
Yeah.
This just isn't a movie. Nothing about this is a movie, which is so funny.
Yeah.
Do you think it's one of the worst films ever made, though? Because it has that reputation.
No. Because the Garbage Pail Kids movie is the worst movie ever made. And we watched that.
That's true. I feel like there's worse comedy. I feel like I would prefer to watch this over The Animal again.
Ooh, that's a good...
Just because I hate Rob Schneider's face.
Yeah. No. Your personal hatred. I don't know. I might watch that one. Although the scene where he's like humping a mailbox, it's like, do I want to go and watch that again?
Do you want to watch that?
Ooh. But then I'd have to watch this stupid turtle scene again.
The Turtle Club. Am I? Although I think Deuce Bigelow Male Gigolo is better than this.
Agreed. I think so.
That was funny.
Deuce Bigelow Male Gigolo was definitely better than both of those movies.
So maybe this isn't better than some Rob Schneider films. Maybe Rob Schneider has something going on that Dana Carvey did not have in this one. Also, where was that crew? Where was Adam Sandler? Where was Rob Schneider? They always turn up in these movies, but they're not in this one. I don't know what's going on there.
Probably because they didn't want to be involved with this movie after seeing like bits of it. That's the bits that got cut out.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, do you want to be in this movie? And they were like, ooh, no.
No, actually. I don't want to do that.
It's a bit rough.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm gonna give this it's an oldie, obviously.
Yeah.
Isn't it an award? I can't be bothered. It's just an oldie.
Oh, yeah, this is an oldie. This is for sure an oldie. If I could give it an award, I'd give this a poop disguised as a good movie.
Poop disguised. I'm gonna give it a Where's the Movie award.
I'm going to give it a Where's the Comedy Award.
That's also a good one. Where's the Movie and also the Comedy Award?
Yeah.
Well, that's The Master of Disguise. Zach, it's got, what does it have? 1% from the critics, 37% from the audience. Everyone hates it. But do you think they hate it because of these taglines? You got to give them a thumb up or a thumb down. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
What voice should I do these in? Out of all of the voices that Dana Carvey does in this movie, aside from the obvious one that I am not going to do.
Damn it!
Which one?
I was just about to say that one, Sandro. You knew it was coming.
I can't do that.
You saw the light in my eyes, and you was like, what voice should I do? And I was like, oh, I know what voice, Sandro. One that's going to get you cancelled everywhere.
Also, it's 2002. You can't be doing this. It's 2002.
Oh my god, it is 2002. I didn't think about that.
I know that they were still doing it in The Simpsons until fucking 2020 or some shit. But like, fucking hell.
God.
What are you doing?
Do your best horny middle-aged lady voice.
Oh, that was funny. He can get into any disguise. Getting out is another story.
This is great because I presume you're just very horny and you're like, I want to get him out, you know? Get him out of that disguise, if you know what I'm saying.
Get him out of there.
So he can get into any disguise, but getting out?
Yeah, getting out is another story. I'm just going to do these in the normal voices. This is a terrible idea.
Yeah, please. Thumbs down.
It's not very funny.
I don't know. It doesn't entice me yet.
1,000 faces and not a single clue.
Ooh.
Not bad.
I like that one. Thumbs up. I'll give that a thumbs up.
And then finally, disguise the limit.
Thumbs up. That's the best one. That's the best tagline we've had on the show. That's incredible. Oh, that's beautiful. Disguise the limit. Ooh, that's great. That's the best joke of the movie so far. Whew. I wasn't ready for that. That was great.
Well, howdy there. I'm an American, but how did I come to be? Well, I was born in America. That's my origin story, but not everyone's origin story is that simple. And that's what the boys are exploring right now over at patreon.com/oldie-but-a-goodie-pod, where they're reviewing X-Men Origins Wolverine, and they have some hot takes about it. The hottest take being that they didn't hate it, and I'm very confused because I like comic books and that makes me angry. Anyway, to get you angry, here's a clip. Also, Emma Frost is in this, which doesn't add up to... because she's in first class and she's an adult then.
Well, it could be a different mutant that turns to diamonds when they want to. I would say maybe when we get to Futures Past, it might be that is a different reality in that time, so Emma Frost could have been a different person. Yeah, right?
Maybe. Who knows, really? And the thing with the X-Men movies is the only canon that matters is the previous one.
Correct.
It's not the canon of the franchise matters. It's, do you remember what happened in the last one? Yes, that's all you need to remember.
Yeah.
And even then, it's not going to add up. Well, that sure sounds like a fun time, and you can go get that fun time at patreon.com/oldie-but-a-goodie-pod, where you can get all the X-Men bonus episodes for money. I was going to say for free, but you can't do that. But what you can get for free is voting on the episodes that the boys are doing here on the main show. That's fun, happening for another month and a half. Patreon.com/oldie-but-a-goodie-pod. Also get ad-free episodes if you want as well. But yeah, X-Men Origins. That's a movie. I've run out of things to say, and there's a couple more seconds left of the... There it is. The ad's done. Patreon.com/oldie-but-a-goodie-pod. I'm an American still, though. Yeehaw. Alright, spoiler warning, watch out. We're going to talk about all the jokes. Every single one of them, we're going to go through all of them. Oh, we're done. What a great
Oh, thank God. Well, thank you for listening. If you like the podcast...
This movie is, like, terrible, and I don't have a soft spot for it because it is terrible.
Ooh,
but I gotta say, I enjoyed watching this.
That's fair. That's fair.
Maybe I'm a sadist. Maybe I hate everything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's something to enjoy. This is definitely I could watch this again, but only with like alcohol and other people around me to make fun of it. This is like go to the city and watch Madam Web with like 4 teenage girls in the audience that are poking fun at it the whole time sort of movie.
That's pretty fun. We did that.
Because that was the best Madam Web experience I could have hoped for.
That was a great one. And then there's elderly couple in the corner who who thought they were watching a real movie.
Yeah. That was so funny. I just loved hearing the girls in the back crack up. Like, it was very cathartic in a way, you know, because we watch bad movies, right?
Yeah.
And we know and we laugh at bad movies, but it's good to hear the, like, modern audience of today also making fun of shitty movies, you know?
It's good to hear all the teenagers.
Just be like, this is a piece of shit.
Fuck? It's great. Okay, so the movie opens, well, actually, we'll very quickly talk about the font. I thought it was very good. The opening credit sequence was really good.
I did like the opening sequence until the music changed.
Yep.
It had this, like, what's the Nick Cage movie where he's going to get the independence?
Oh, National Treasure?
Yeah, it had a bit of a National Treasure vibe at the start that I was like, oh, I was not expecting it. It opens with, like, this, like, zoom in on a table full of candles and mystical items, and then there's this almost Harry Potter-esque text going across the screen, this fancy golden font, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool. And then we get to, like, a magical tome with runes and other things. And it opens up. And then the music changes to a wacky 90s sort of tune.
But that was fun. I thought it was fun because you've got, like, the cutouts and it's different disguises and stuff. That was all cool.
It was a bit jarring, and then it's very Rat Race, the opening.
Oh, it's incredibly Rat Race.
Yeah,
yes.
it was very like the Rat Race sort of, which I didn't hate. It was very jarring, the transition. But then I was seeing the flipping, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I like that. It was, I was like, okay, it's coming. I'm not sure. I don't think I liked the music in this movie.
Did you like all of the songs that were made for the movie? I thought they were fun. I liked a lot of them. A lot of them were like, he's in disguise.
Every time one of those came on, I'm like, oh my God, they put money into this movie. Like,
They
every
did.
time I was like, oh my God.
It's wild.
I feel so bad for everyone involved.
But I thought it was, I liked them.
The songs made for this movie were pretty good.
Definitely.
The choices were a little rough for me. Maybe it was just 2000 and,
Yeah, maybe.
I wasn't jiving with it. But it's not the worst thing about this movie.
Okay.
I think it's fine. The music was fine. It just wasn't my particular jam, but I did like the flip book opening.
And then we have a really weird opening scene where we're in Italy. We've got Dana Carvey's dad doing his final mission where he goes up against the evil Devlin Bowman, who's the bad guy of the movie. And he's dressed up as actress and model Bo Derek from Tarzan the Ape Man.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was her until they name-dropped her later in the movie. And I was like, wait, that's Jane?
Yep.
From Tarzan the Ape Man? It's because she wasn't naked. That's why I couldn't recognize her. Because she was nude that whole movie. Because that whole movie was her director husband being like, look how hot my wife is. Anyway, check out our episode on that movie. That's worse than this. That movie's worse than anything we've done this year.
It's pretty bad. I didn't know she could fly, though. That's pretty crazy.
What?
She can fly. Or glide, I guess.
Yeah, the gliding.
She
yeah,
does the Batman glide, where she, like, puts out her dress and then, like, glides down like Batman off a rooftop.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm just going to bring up right now, because I can't be bothered waiting. So does disguise powers give you superpowers? Is that the idea? Are you Batman if you can disguise yourself?
It's unclear, because what we see from the disguise powers is we see the dad, and he just turns into famous people.
Yes.
And then when Dana Carvey does it, he actually puts on an outfit.
Yes.
And he fucks everything up. But yeah, the dad gets, like, superpowers, so maybe...
Well, that's only because he's a level 1.5.
Oh, that's true. Maybe the higher level you are, the more powers you get.
Yes.
Maybe you do get extra powers.
Why does this movie try and be a superhero movie? What is that about?
'Cause it's 2002.
What other superhero movies are out at this time?
X-Men's out, Spider-Man's out. I think that's it. Maybe Hulk Dogs. Maybe. X-Men's definitely out. You've also got, like, Spy Kids in there. You've I'm sure that there's some Batmans that are out.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man 2002. Yeah.
Okay, came out the same year.
Yeah, same year. Yeah. I guess there's Tarzan and there's Flash Gordon. There's other things. I don't know. There's superhero stuff there. It's just like this feels like a post Iron Man sort of movie where they're trying to cash in on the superhero genre, right? Because I feel like Iron Man, that's in my mind anyway, I don't know if you agree, but like Iron Man was the clear like, oh, superhero movies are a thing now, and we got to make superhero movies, No,
100%. That's what started the craze.
Yeah,
I feel like this movie would have been better if it was just a bunch of people in really not bad makeup, but if the disguises were not superhero powers, it was just actual people in disguises, not, hey, look, it's a cameo.
Yeah. Well, that's it, right? Yeah, like all the dad's disguises is just like cameo, 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 right?
To be fair, they're very funny, I thought, where he's just like random celebrities asking to borrow famous artifacts. It's a good joke.
That is funny. I was like, yeah. It was just like they just get famous people to walk in and grab stuff.
Yes.
And it's like, we're famous, we're grabbing it. Like, who grabbed the Independence? Same Bolt?
Michael
no. Jordan. No.
Maybe?
I think it might have been Michael Jordan.
There's a bunch of people in this that I can't remember.
It's an athlete, but they're very fast, is the joke they make. I think it was Michael Jordan.
I was Michael Johnson. Jessica Simpson's also in it. Oh, yeah, and then Jesse Ventura, the wrestler, is the third cameo.
Yeah.
That's
I like
right,
him because he gives them action figures. Not dolls, action figures.
Action figures. But yeah, no, for sure. The dad is kind of, yeah, could have done more with him. Also, that's James Brolin, who is the dad of fucking Thanos. So,
Whoa!
I don't know, but you know. It's all connected,
when you know,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you like the scene transitions in this movie? How it was a giant spinning Illuminati medallion?
Yeah, well, that's the problem. That's another, like, special effect that they put lots of money in, and they have, like, the disguise cave, right? Where he's, like, it's like Batman, right? This is very Batman-pilled, where he's essentially just an awful Batman.
Yeah.
Because he's literally trying to solve detective work as well.
True, yeah.
But his whole thing, with that, it's like, it's not even like a main focus of the film. It's so weird that they like are trying to have all this lore for this character that's just also ignoring it, and also just a stupid, dumb character that I found very annoying.
I thought that was... eating some food, listeners, because I don't care about the movie. I thought that was kind of fun because I liked the lore because it's so absurd and it makes no sense that I enjoyed it. So what happens is Dana Carvey...
I was just very confused.
Pistachio Disguisey. His dad has on purpose hidden the family history of disguising from him. So Dana Carvey constantly gets he constantly wants to dress up, but he doesn't know why, which I thought 10 out of 10, great joke. He's like, I'm always dressing up and I don't know why. I was like, fuck yeah, very funny. His parents get kidnapped by the bad guy from the start of the movie, and then his grandpa comes over and like trains him on how to be a master of disguise.
Yeah.
And I thought all that was kind of funny because it's so stupid that I think it works.
Yeah. Like, it could work. I'm just like, is it like a Taskmaster thing where you like, once you put on the disguise, you can get the powers of the person you've disguised of, right?
It seems like it, because there's the parts where he's not good at disguises until he clears his mind and does the...
Yeah.
What the fuck was it called? He does the Energico or whatever it is, and then he like gets, like, he becomes the person or whatever.
Yeah, and I guess in that sense, that explains why later on the film he can like do combat and fight people and stuff.
Yeah.
But before then, he's just a buffoony idiot. But then he suddenly just has superpowers, and it's a bit like, what happened? So I guess it's like Taskmaster, where you like you just channel the energy of disguise, and you disguise yourself as a martial arts expert.
Yeah, and now you know how to do martial arts.
But you don't even need to disguise yourself. You can just be like, I am a martial arts expert, and then suddenly you have those powers, right?
It's all very mystical. I don't know. I was a fan of that part of the movie because I thought it was...
I just feel like there was not enough focus, and there was not enough...
Oh, yeah.
Like...
Well, the problem is they didn't finish the movie. So you've got half an hour of training, and then it shifts focus entirely to just turning into Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to later. But, like, the start of the movie, like, the first half I thought was... There's some terrible jokes in there, but I thought it was...
It's very jarring.
Kind of funny. Yeah. What else happens at the start? I liked the... there's the whole storyline about how he's, like... He was he thought he was dating someone, but then Jimmy Pesto from Bob's Burgers shows up and is like, "Hey, oh, you nerd! I'm dating her now." That was a storyline that didn't go anywhere.
Well, he gets pushed over at one stage, Sandro. Later on in the film, he just gets pushed over, and that's that storyline.
Well, what actually happened in real life was he stormed the Capitol, and then he got fired off of everything he was working on, and I think he's in jail, so...
Oh,
Fuck that guy, actually.
Yikes.
What else? I'm trying to, remember jokes. I like the Exorcist joke, which is when the granddad gets out of the car. That was fun. The Exorcist music plays, and then he...
Yeah.
It's just like a shot-for-shot Exorcist parody.
It's weird.
I liked the flashback to how the disguises have been involved in politics for so long. They were George Washington's tree. That was very funny. The Abraham Lincoln thing.
The Abraham Lincoln thing is kind of insulting to Abraham Lincoln, though, right? I don't think they are endearing themselves to American listeners when they're like, Abraham Lincoln, that iconic president that ended slavery and united America together, this beloved president.
Yeah.
Hey, he was a shit speaker. That guy sucked ass, actually.
I don't know. I think it was worth it for them playing I Like to Move It before Madagascar ever did. Hell yeah.
Oh, my
What a banger.
God.
What a banger.
It is a banger, though. I do like to move it.
That's true. They do training. He dresses up as, there's brownface. That was fucking terrible.
There's a lot, because there's also the grandfather turning into a maid for no apparent reason other than just being
just to be like, hey, I can do disguises. Look at me.
Yeah, it's why did you do that? Why not approach him disguised as someone and then turn into the grandpa?
Maybe
that's the reveal, right? That's the classic old man reveal. That you could have the classic master student reveal of Yoda, right? Where it's Yoda's a funny little alien guy, and then you're like,
for sure,
aha, actually he's the master, right? You could have a funny person that he's dealing with. Him mocking people, copying people, was a dumb recurring joke that was bad, I felt. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. At random points throughout the start of the movie, it's another thing where he's like, I don't know what compels me, but I just want to copy people.
Yeah.
And then everyone, gets mad at him, obviously, and then he gets into fights. I don't know.
I really, really do not like the nerdy stereotype character. The, dweeb, non-social person. The really bad. I don't know. That stereotype just rubs me the wrong way.
That's fair.
And it does not endear me to the character in the slightest in any way. So this whole time, I'm not rooting for him.
Oh, but even though he's got a dumb Italian accent and he's walking around I'm pistachio disguise.
That's awful. His Italian accent is atrocious, by the way.
That's the thing that I want to bring up in this movie. It's the same with when he does the Indian brownface scene, which is fucking terrible. If you're going to be racist, at least be good at the accent. He's bad at all of them.
Look, I thought I was mad at Chris Pratt, but I'm no longer mad with him. I think he did a great job as Mario, because this was bad.
What other jokes are in the start of the movie? There's that part where he makes fun of Shrek. That was funny.
Yeah.
Because Mike Myers is obviously Shrek, so he makes fun of how... I don't even understand what the joke was. Is he making fun of how shit Shrek is? I don't know.
No, I think he's just referencing it. I think it's just a reference. And it's just as bad in the movie as it is as just a joke on paper.
He's kind of good at doing Donkey, but he's very bad at doing
Shrek. He was
Shrek.
kind of good at Donkey. I agree. Yeah. I was like, his Donkey's not bad, actually.
But then my favorite joke, and by favorite, I mean... It's not.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. No. This is your favorite joke. You got to commit, Sandro. You got to say, this is your favorite joke.
Pistachio Disguisey. He is a young Italian boy. And he's a bachelor. And who does he want in a woman? Why he wants someone just like his mom with a big ass.
Yep.
And that's a running joke throughout the movie, is he likes big butts, and the love interest of the movie does not have one, so he keeps making fun of her small butt.
This is another W for Sigmund Freud. He's up in there. He's like, yep, everyone wants to fuck their mum. That's the psychological phenomenon.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Sigmund Freud, love him. But yeah, no. There's like a joke where he's like, "I want to find a woman just like my mama," and then the next lady he bumps into has a huge ass, and it's like, get it? Because they both have big butts.
That's a running joke. It doesn't stop. It stays there the whole movie. Again, how the fuck is this a kids movie?
Yeah, no, it's bad.
How is this a kids movie? I liked where they mistook an overweight man for a curvy woman, and then he winks at them, and they're like, "Oh, blah, ew,
whoa,
ewy."
God. It was such a
Fuck
random,
me.
like, it didn't need to be there sort of joke. It's like,
Just gotta chuck in your homophobic joke for good luck.
yeah, right? Like, why is it in the film? They had so little runtime left, and this was sort of the things. It was like, I'll say the grandfather and him did not have a great vibe together. They didn't gel together. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like chemistry? They had
Chemistry,
no chemistry.
no. I think none of the characters had any chemistry with any character.
Oh, 100%. Well, because it's just Dana Carvey doesn't... Nothing about his performance in this felt like he could work with anyone in the movie.
And that sucks as he's the main character.
Yeah. He learns one other thing, which is you don't punch people, you slap them with an open hand and yell, "I'm your daddy," over and over again. I was like, again, in a better movie, great joke.
Yeah.
Incredible joke. You know what is just a better version of this?
What?
The movie MacGruber is just this movie, but 100 times better. It's like produced by The Lonely Island. It's Will Forte as it's like a MacGyver parody. Incredible comedy. It got a pretty bad reception when it came out. It's fucking good. It's a great movie.
I'll give you
and it's
that.
just this, but so much better. So much better. Great movie. Highly recommend it. Anyway,
I think you're onto something there. I actually, the one scene where they do have some chemistry was we haven't even talked about him yet. We haven't even got there, but Data from Star Trek is the bad guy, and
my god, that was Data from Star Trek.
Trust me, bro, I know him in every film. There's not a film where I have not recognized that man because I love Data from Star Trek. He's up there as one of my favorite characters of all time.
I didn't even realize that was him. I was like, the name is so familiar and he looks so familiar, but I'm so distracted by his farting that I can't figure out who he is.
Why did they give such a good actor such a shitty... Anyway, that guy gets shafted in everything he does, and it sucks.
It's true, including Star Trek.
Yeah.
Everything after Next Gen. Just fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Why is he in Picard? Fucking hate Picard.
Because he's iconic.
It's a shit show. I hate it.
Whoa. Harsh words. But his chemistry with the main female lead is actually all right for the two scenes that they have.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's like being a creep and she's like, "I'm nervous about this creep." But they only have like 5 minutes together, so...
Yeah, that's fair. And yeah, who is she? Why, it's Jennifer Esposito as Jennifer Baker, who is they hire her as Pistachio's secretary. And the joke here is kind of funny, which is he dresses up in disguises. This is the rest of the movie, by the way. He dresses up in disguises. They go to infiltrate somewhere. She does all the work, and he's just fucking around.
Yeah.
It's a funny joke. It's just Beverly Hills Cop, basically.
Right, yeah.
But it's funny, but they only do it like twice, so it doesn't really work as a recurring joke, because they don't do it 3 times for it to become a joke.
It's confusing to me, the vibe, because their whole thing is they have been a spy organization for thousands of years and they're really good, but he's really shit. And it's just,
because he's dumb.
I don't know if they've just they haven't shown me enough of the dad being a competent spy master for me to get the whole vibe that this son's a really shit spy. I don't know, the joke there is he's shit, whereas they're really good, but they're not shown to be really good.
I mean, maybe the joke is that they're all bad.
Yeah, but that's a shit like premise, then how have they existed? I mean, they do open it up with them interviewing loads of people and be like, we're the disguise people.
Yeah.
We are spies. We need a secretary for our spy organization, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they are all shit, but then the whole point of the movie is that they're really good at that, and the bad guy wants them because they're really good at it, so that they could go steal. I'm just saying, I think the concept might be bad, actually.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean. I think there's merit in a movie of it's this family of people who are great at disguises, but they're actually really shit at disguises, and that's the joke. But they don't commit enough to that being the joke either for it to work.
The problem is, you are right, Sandro, that could work, but the problem is the movie hinges on the fact, like the entire movie, the whole plot line, literally everything, is about the fact that his dad is really good at it.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
So they can't do what you've just said, which is be like, hey, it's actually a family of these guys, but they're all actually shit at it.
Yeah.
And they've just been lucky this whole time. No, because the dad is really good at it.
He is really good
and it's just him that's really shit. But it's not, we only get two real, like the grandfather's there, but he does like two things. He disguises as like one person and then is just like shit for the rest.
Yeah.
So he's not shown as being any good. So we only have the dad as reference for them being good, and he doesn't get much screen time either. So it's like we're never shown that the rest of the family has been good at disguises. There's like some flashbacks like the Abraham Lincoln one, but that's just a joke scene, and like the George Washington, whoever chopped the cherry tree, like one of those
George
disguised
Washington one.
Yeah, right? Like it's all just a gag scene, so none of those are being shown as like they're good at disguising.
Yeah.
And so the contradiction thing just doesn't work for that. And it's just not well executed, I think.
For sure. One joke that I liked a lot that kept popping up, one recurring joke was the first instance of it is they're like, okay, we got to get my parents back. And they're like, I can't. Pistachio's like, I don't know what to do. And Jennifer's like, how about we go look around where your father was taken? And then Pistachio's like, look around where my father was taken. That's crazy. So crazy, it just might work.
It just might work.
And he does that like 3 times?
No, his grandfather says it.
Oh, his grandfather says once as well. Yeah. I thought that was very funny. I laughed a lot. I thought that's a great joke. Because she says something obvious and then he's like, that's crazy. It just might work. I thought that was very funny. Unfortunately, it also does not work at all in the execution of the movie. It's not funny in the execution, which also makes it funny.
I like the idea. It's like, yeah, you have a character say something blatantly obvious, which is the obvious next plot point, and the other one's like, that's fucking crazy.
Why would we do that?
But that just might work. You know, like, yeah, that works.
They go to the turtle club. He's like, I'll disguise myself as a human turtle.
That's the what? This
really?
This
you
sucks.
hated that scene?
I was
I
upset.
loved it. I was laughing the whole time. It was great.
I guess I got on the wrong foot because they did the thing that they did last week, which is they walk up and they're like, hey, bouncer, let us in. And then the bouncer let this in. And I'm just saying, movie bouncers, just get better.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Like, this whole movie hinges on the bouncer being shit at his job. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Right?
I kind of liked it because she's like, hey, my brother or whatever here really, really, really wants to go into the turtle club. And then he's there being like, turtle. And the bouncer's like, oh, that's cute. Yeah, come on through.
No, that bouncer is getting fired. I'm firing that bouncer. He's shit at his job, right? Like, I just need, as the audience member in the audience, I'm not convinced. Convince me a bit more, you know? Like,
well, as the comedy writer in the audience, I'm like, that's very funny when he says, am I not turtly enough for the turtle club? And then he bites off a guy's nose. I thought it was hilarious.
I thought that was fucked up. Like, the man literally bit off a man's nose and then spat it back at, like, how does that work?
I don't know.
How did the physical, did he channel the power of disguise to do that? Like,
I don't know.
What are the limits on this power? Like, are they god beings? Are they descended from Loki?
Maybe.
Are they like, have they got Nordic powers of like, like, that's my theory. Because there's some fucking witchcraft bullshittery in here.
This
movie would have worked way better if it was a cartoon, but instead it was live action. And so they're just doing some cursed shit, like he ducks into his shell, quotation marks, at one point.
Yeah.
Where did he fucking go? Where is this mass being distributed? It doesn't make any sense.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying.
Eye of the Tiger plays when he fights the boyfriend. That's right.
Yeah.
That's when it played. Anyway, that's not important at all. Not an important scene.
It's only for like 30 seconds as well.
What other outfits do we get? We get Gammy Num Nums, who is the middle-aged woman, very Dame Edna coded. If you're a fan of Australian comedy, that was
yeah. That's true. Yeah. I wasn't against that, but she doesn't get a good scene. Like, she tries to hit on him, but he immediately ignores her and then starts hitting on the lead. And I'm like, I wish they could have had, like, more of a joke there, but they just kind of pass it on. It is like, she's just kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And a huge sex pest. But I would have liked more focus on the sex pest aspect rather than the annoying aspect. You know what I mean?
That's fair. You can at least do some jokes there.
Yeah, I guess because I am an Australian and, expect more out of this role, I was a little saddened by it. Because she's immediately starts hitting on him and he's like, ew, no. And I was like...
Yeah, for sure.
At least have him... He's vain, right? He's vain. At least
have him, be a little bit into it. Yeah, that's true. That would have been really funny, actually. Yeah.
Exactly. He's like, yeah, I am hot stuff, right?
That would have been good.
Have him go like, yeah, I'm hot stuff, but I'm not into you, right? But instead he's just like, ew.
What about the scene where they're trying to do research into oh my god, so Devlin Bowman has my parents. How are we going to find him? And then she's like, I just looked it up on classmates.com. It's his fucking yearbook. And it says he's most likely to collect the world's rarest jewelry and stuff and keep them in a hidden underground stash. And they're like, now we know where to go. I thought that was hilarious. That was a good joke.
Yeah.
He does brownface again and dresses up as Scarface. That was offensive. It felt offensive.
Yeah.
But it also didn't, but it also did.
I like the joke of, it was obvious how to find him sort of thing. The problem is,
Yeah.
There's not enough disparity between the competence and non-competence. Because everyone is both competent and non-competent.
That's fair.
So it doesn't, the jokes don't land as well when everyone's competent and no one's competent, because the bad guy's competent, but then he's not at all competent, right?
Yeah.
So the whole juxtaposition, it's oh yes, it's really hard to find this evil thing. If it was more both the good guys and the bad guys are both super incompetent, and so there's just random lady off the street is able to come in and just solve it super easy, because both the other parties are super incompetent, would have been a good joke, but it just doesn't land as well because it's not executed as well.
That's fair. You know what was executed well? A joke where two guards are walking down a staircase and one of them's like, I'm telling you, man, Scooby-Doo was computer generated. And then the other guy's like, no, what? It looks so real. That was a great joke. That was a 10 out of 10
That's
joke.
very funny.
Love that joke.
Yeah, that was good. That was probably the best joke.
What else does he do? Dana Carvey dresses up as the guy from Jaws. That was funny. That was a good scene.
That was, you know what? That was a pretty good scene. I may have smiled at that scene.
29 kids go into water, 22 come out. The ice cream man takes the rest of them. He's just saying nonsense because you can't understand what he's saying. It's very good.
And then they're like, show us your arm, which is a dumb way to solve that one. I get why, but
yeah, that's true.
It's poorly written. That's all I'm saying. It's when I think they do this a few times in the film, but the characters say something to progress the plot, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's you could have had that more naturally unfolded. Maybe he's he points somewhere. It's I saw the shark over there, and they go over, and then, but he extends his arm, and that reveals the hair, and they're like, wait a minute, you're the same guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But instead they show us your arm then. And it's what, who says that, right?
What other disguises? He disguises himself as a German cop. That was weird. That was just a Mike Myers bit. I didn't like that one.
He disguised himself as a cowpat. That's very important.
That was pretty funny.
he gets stepped on.
I liked when he dressed up as James Bond. That was fun. Oh yes, Governor, get it, got it, out it, I'm the British man.
I did like the British like taxman or whatever it was.
Yeah,
where he's like doing the whole that. I thought that was one of his better accents and scenes.
I agree.
He also is just allowed to leave after that, which is very funny to me.
That was true.
That the bad guy just let him leave. I was like, wait, what? You just let him leave? What?
But do you know what the best disguise out of all of them is, Zach? And the disguise that honestly he should have stayed in the whole movie because he would have just gotten out of every situation. That is Cherry Pie Man.
Oh. I was thinking of someone different.
Who are you thinking of?
George Bush.
Oh, that was hilarious. That was so well done, though. That was on point. That was a
That's
great
what I'm
impression.
saying. But Sandra, if you think about it, the same thing applies. He could have gotten out of every situation if he was just the President George Bush, right?
But there's a scene where the bad guys kidnapped everyone in the basement, and then so Pistachio, like, he gets wheeled into the bad guy's lair. And he's a cherry pie. And then he climbs out of the cherry pie. My tryptophobia went fucking wild. It's disgusting. I hate this whole sequence.
It's pretty gross.
And he just, like, runs around as a man covered in cherries and, like, he spits cherries at people. It's fucking weird.
Yeah. Again, do you know what this is? Actually, and this is exactly... I finally come to the conclusion of why I don't like this movie and why I think it could have been good, but I don't know why, is because it has cartoon logic. But it's not a cartoon.
Because it's a kid's movie.
Yeah, it's a kid's movie. And they we'll just do cartoon logic. But I don't like it. It doesn't work in real life. You need it to be a cartoon for me to extend my disbelief to make this make sense.
Okay.
Or you have to have good writing. If it's bad writing, but it's in a cartoon, I can more forgive it. But because it's real life, it doesn't make sense, and it makes me, like, disassociate from your movie.
I think live-action cartoons can be good, though. But I think you need to set up that expectation early on.
This is my preference. It has to be written well.
Yeah.
That is the problem. Like Roger Rabbit sort of thing, you know, right?
I guess. That's still a cartoon, though. Like, that's still a actual cartoon.
That's half a cartoon.
I would say, like, live-action cartoons are like, I don't know.
The Lion King.
I was going to say Baby's Day Out, but I haven't seen it, and that's a bad example, so I was trying to think of something else.
God, I need to make you watch that film so you can feel the pain that I felt watching that fucking film.
One day. So anyway, so the bad...
No, maybe like Mr. Bean.
Oh yeah, that's a live action cartoon for sure. Yeah.
That's like a live action cartoon. And like, as I said, like but you have to like do it quite well to get that like cartoony logic to work with real life.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the problem is, if you're in a cartoon, you don't have to worry about real life logic. You could literally just ignore it because it's a cartoon. But if it's real life, you have to like acknowledge that it's there and play around it. And they don't play around it, they just ignore it, and then it becomes like confusing because it's real life. So how does this work? Like, you just have to make sure that your audience can go like, okay, this is real life, but he's doing silly stuff because it's a silly comedy movie.
Yeah.
Because this makes sense in the context of this movie. Whereas they don't do that, and so it's just confusing.
Yeah, for sure. And then the rest of the plot is, so Data's plan is to super glue a mask of his own face onto the dad and then get the dad to kill himself or push him off a cliff or whatever. Just kill the dad with his face on the dad so that everyone thinks that he's dead so that he can escape to Miami or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, that bit isn't it. Like, I get that whole villain arc. Cool, I like that.
Yeah, it's a good plan.
The reason why, they just don't explain. There's like, he's like, it's the perfect crime, and it's like, the perfect crime for what?
He stole everything in the world, so now he's gonna go away?
What? Like,
I don't know.
It's like if he was maybe a wanted man, or like if he had debts, or it's like it's never explained why he wants to do. It's a good idea,
I guess.
It's a good villain arc. No, it makes perfect sense in the context of this film, right?
Maybe
where you have your. I like this. I like the idea because your main character's whole thing is disguising himself, right?
Oh, yeah. I like that part for sure. I like the plan of he's like, it's the ultimate disguise. This is his final one.
Right? Like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the disguisios, they can't help themselves, right?
They have to be, yeah.
They have to disguise.
And not only that, they get into character as well.
Yeah. And it's playing against the hero's strengths. It makes sense, right? You're like, haha. But, like, if only they get, like, maybe I'm going to force him to become me so there's two of me, right?
Yeah.
And so he can run everything for me and I can just go on holiday and relax forever, right?
Yeah.
Like, that would be another way of doing it. Like, there was so much potential there. I'm like, oh, that's actually a clever idea. Because of this disguising powers they have, they like, instincts force them to disguise themselves. And he super glues his face on. He can, like, permanently force his dad to permanently be him. That's a great idea. I love that as a villain. I was like, wait, that's kind of clever.
Which is a great idea, and then the movie ends. Pretty much.
But we were just watching... What? Where did my movie go, Sandro?
No, it's over now. It's over now.
But there was, like, a fight scene, and then the dad, like, saves him, kind of. Even though he would have fallen, like, 5 foot and be fine, I think.
He puts underwear on his head to break his dad out of his spell.
I hated that. I hate that the underwear on the head was, like, a thing that, like, came back. It was at the start of the movie as, like, a one-time gag.
And then it came back, yeah. And then it just ends. And then it's just a voiceover being like, and then they saved the day, and Pistachio and Jenny got married, and then we get the George W. Bush scene, which is where they go after Data and finally arrest him as George Bush or whatever, and then he farts in a pool.
That's the end of the film for me, is that, right?
But it's like, it doesn't lead to anything. The final scene of the movie feels like the ending of the second act, and then and then it just ends. And I was like, what the fuck? But Zach, here's the thing, it doesn't end.
Yeah.
Because then we get 15 minutes of outtakes.
And I completely missed this. I turned this thing off as fast as I could. I was like, oh, cool, movie's over.
So the outtakes is him doing impressions. So he does an impression of a Marx brother, he does an impression of Bob Ross, he does an impression of Forrest Gump. He does an impression of Austin Powers where the bad guy's like, I've got the ultimate weapon for you, and it's a bunch of girls with big butts. So makes fun of...
Oh, I'm putting that movie back up. I'm putting that movie...
makes fun of that. I think he does an impression of Julius Caesar, and he's like, my name is Gluteus Maximus, are you not entertained?
My god, I've used Gluteus Maximus before.
That's a classic
joke. Is that
joke.
from this movie?
Oh, 100% not. No way.
Okay, I was about to say, because that would be crazy.
There's a joke in there about one guy is like, so you can dress up as anyone? And he's like, yeah, I can. And he's like, can you dress up as this model? And he's like, yeah, I can. How about this model? And he's like, yeah, I can. And the guy's like, nice, yeah, nice. Can you dress up as the Olsen twins? And I was like, they were underage when this movie came out. That is a disgusting joke. Get fucking banned. But Zach, there's a big reveal at the end, though.
Yeah, they're not allowed in the Discord or the Twitch, banned permanently.
But... yeah, the big joke at the end of the movie that you missed, the big amount of lore, is, do you remember the slapping, like, training machine that he kept having fights with?
Yeah, the one that, like, started kicking him ass, and like, the training dummy was saying the who's your daddy bit.
Yeah. So it turns out that there's actually a really small guy inside of that training dummy. He opens it up, and then, this small guy in a Mario costume chases him around a bunch, and then we cut to them sitting on a couch talking to the camera, being like, we used to not be friends, but now we are friends, and now we're going to be and now we're best friends.
I missed, like, half this movie, apparently. I just didn't watch any of this.
And then Dana Carvey's like, by the way, why are you still in the movie theater? The movie's over. And then it fades to black. But then...
does it do a Ferris Bueller? Yeah.
The guy's like, but I want to say goodbye to everyone. So then the movie fades back up, and then they say goodbye, and then it actually ends.
That's a good... I like that. That's good.
No.
That's funny. That's hilarious. That's a ha-ha hee-hee.
Every time it cut to another scene, I, like, yelled at the screen, like, why are you not over?
Yeah.
But it just kept going and going and going and going.
I am both distraught and glad that I closed the movie as soon as I saw a credit. I was like, yep, I'm done with this movie. That's crazy.
You
know what? Even as I was watching that, I was like, maybe there's an end thing for it. Maybe there's an ending scene. I was like, nah, close.
I don't care.
Yeah, I did not care. But you know what, Sandra? I promise you, I will go and watch those and report next week as to what I thought of them. Because it's only fair.
We're both going to forget that you said that, so I don't think you're going to.
No. I'm going to watch it as soon as we're done recording. I'll watch them, and so you can write down a note right now. You can write down a note right now. Ask me what these are.
I can't be bothered.
That's fair. I won't watch them. I'm lying to you right now. No, but it's unfair that you watched those and I didn't. But
that's fair. I put you through it. I think I deserve this one. I think I deserve it.
No, like, oh, that's right. You chose this movie. Fuck you.
This movie is like, I enjoyed watching it and I liked a lot of the jokes. It's bad. It's fucking awful.
Yeah, it's just fundamentally bad.
But I like, compared to like really bad Adam Sandler movies where I'm just like, there's nothing redeemable here. This is just atrocious. I at least enjoyed watching this, which I can't say for the cowboy movie he made with Terry Crews. So, you know.
Yeah, there's something to be said of, like, this is a puzzle where it's like, if you look at the individual pieces, they're not bad, but then they've just been mushed together.
Yeah.
And you've just got to, like, the picture you came up with that you showed at the desk has like pieces missing.
Exactly.
It's like joined together poorly. It's like scuffed, and like the complete thing that you've made is just, I can't make it out. What is this? It's ugly. You get an F.
Definitely.
How did you fail a puzzle?
What is actually wrong with you?
Yeah, right? Whereas there's like complete puzzles where they've done it well, and it's just not an appealing puzzle. It's all brown. It's all brown face, you know?
But that was in this movie as well.
Yeah. As I said, some of the pieces are not good, actually, though. Some of the pieces are put in, and they should not have been put in.
So racist.
Why does he make out with a snake for, like, a minute? That scene was so fucking long. I was like, cut to next scene as well.
That comes back in the bloopers as well. That comes back at the end as well. It just keeps going.
Because they were like laughing. They were like, ha ha, he, he's making out with a snake. I'm like, what is happening? What? Why is this still a scene?
I don't know.
He does the scene where he, like, embraces the character and they don't cut to the next scene. They have, like, a full minute and a half of them, like, it's almost like a bonding scene with his grandfather, except it has no point, no purpose, and it isn't a bonding scene because it, like, his grandfather just leaves and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Why did we watch this? Sandro, why do you insist on putting the most garbage shit?
I thought it would be fun. Look, it was either this or Cats and Dogs 2, and I decided this one. Because Cats and Dogs 2 also has Eye of the Tiger by Survivor in it, but I didn't want to watch it.
Cats and Dogs 2.
No,
that's one of my favorites.
Nah, I would have not wanted to watch that.
Well, Sandro, I know what I'm picking for my month.
Oh, boy.
It's the entire Cats and Dogs series, back to back.
We've already done the first one, and there's only a second one. The third one definitely does not exist, and we're never going to watch it.
That's what you think.
Oh, no.
That's what you think. You have no more power anymore, Sandro. At least not for the next, like, month and a week.
A month and a bit, yeah.
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 Life insurers put life into the things you live for. The new factory that's hiring your neighbors. Maintenance on the bridge that keeps traffic flowing. The paycheck that puts pizza night on the table. Life insurers contribute $8 trillion to communities and local economies through bond purchases and other investments. And protect the financial security of 90 million American families. Like yours. See how life insurers put life into America at acli.com. Paid for by the American Council of Life Insurers.
There are known knowns, known unknowns, and unknown unknowns. But there are also unknown knowns. The ancient and esoteric Order of the Jackalope is a secret society devoted to unearthing and sharing this forgotten knowledge. Each episode, we take one of these strange stories and share it with you. No topic is off limits, except for the obvious. Available wherever fine podcasts are sold.
All right, Sandro, now it's time for Raven Reviews.
Wait, but I'm Zach. You're Sandra. What's happening here?
See, here's the same thing, Sandy boy. In honor of the movie Master of Disguise, I've put on a disguise, and I'm doing Raven Reviews this week.
Whoa!
Because we're recording this back-to-back with the Patreon episode that's already out, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Don't call me out, don't call me out.
And you got reviews for that one, and not this one. And so I was like, hey, let's swap roles, even though...
That's a good idea.
People will have to subscribe to Patreon to hear the swap, and it's already out. So you just go have a listen to it.
So this is just a plug, really?
Pretty much. A Patreon.
This is a plug disguised as a bit.
Patreon.com/Oldie Buddy Goodie Pod. What's it called? X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yes. You look very handsome. I like your voice.
Thank
Everything.
you.
Wow, that's incredible.
I've got reviews here, and they're from not Rotten Tomatoes because they're a big stinky pile of poo-poo.
That's fair.
I've gone to Letterboxd because I couldn't be bothered getting reviews from Rotten Tomatoes.
No, that's fair. It's your segment, so you get to do whatever you want.
And so I've got 6 reviews here.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is mine, and I haven't actually written it, so we're just going to see what happens.
Ooh, all right.
Yes. And you've got to guess the rating. It's out of 0.5 to 5, but also sometimes they don't have any ratings as well.
Oh, right, yeah, because you're using Letterboxd to screw me over. All right.
Let's go with a review from Vanessa, who says, "Fuck you guys."
Is that directed at us or the movie?
I don't know. Depends what you... Yeah, just fuck you guys, so...
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, maybe I think that's directed at the Olsen's twin joke.
Ew. Yeah, that joke was disgusting.
Yeah.
I hated it. Get out of here in the bin, band.
That's very based of you, Zach. That's very woke. 0.5?
It's 5 out of 5, actually.
What?
It's 5 out of 5.
Oh, I should have figured it out. It was fuck you guys as in everyone else that was reviewing this movie.
Yes.
Oh. Damn, I could have figured that one out if I thought about it more.
This review is from Culture, who says, fuck, 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 fuck.
Okay, I'm sensing a running theme in these ones. It's not a lot of fucks. I'm going to rate it 1.5. I'm thinking of 1.5.
Before I answer that, there's also an extra question. It didn't count for the first one. Do you think that the person's rewatched this movie or not? Because you can log rewatches on Letterboxd as well.
What?
You can put a rewatch mark on your review.
No one in their right mind would ever rewatch this movie. But the fact that you're bringing it up now means that they're going to have definitely
There's
rewatched.
some in here, probably.
And I'm going to hate that. I'm going to hate that someone rewatched this movie.
Do you think that Culture rewatched this?
Actually, this is interesting because you could have watched this as a child because it's a family film, right? Supposedly.
Technically.
And so it might have been on TV or like your parents put it on and you watched it and you thought it was funny and then you rewatched it as an adult and was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yep.
Holy fuck. I don't think it's this one, but it's interesting that you bring that up. And it could be this one because you brought it up on this one. But wow.
You're going to say no rewatch, but it's a 1.5?
No rewatch, but it was a 1.5.
It was a rewatch, and it's 0.5.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah,
wow,
that's right.
It was a rewatch. Yeah, well, that sucks. Yeah, that's an appropriate reaction, I think.
Let's go to JKM, who says, avant garbage.
My first instinct says 1, and not a rewatch.
Okay. It is a rewatch, first of all.
Fuck!
And that's 5 out of 5.
Fuck! I'm being slaughtered by these reviews. I need to get into the letterbox mindset, you know? There's a lot more 5s than I want to give this film. Because that's the thing, I'm thinking Rotten Tomatoes, I'm thinking that 1%. This is Letterboxd.
Yeah.
This is where the connoisseurs are at.
That's right.
They love that avant-garbage.
That's true. I'm going to go to this review from Hydra, who says, 0 out of 10. My boy Jake Paul would never.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, is this referencing the Jake Paul movie?
I don't know what this is referencing. I can't
It's
tell you.
referencing Jake Paul.
Has Jake Paul done... Maybe because he's racist. Maybe that's what the bit is. I don't know. Maybe that's it. I don't know, yeah. It's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a weird one. I'll give this a 0.5. I'll give this a 0.5.
0.5?
And a rewatch. I'll give it a rewatch.
That one's not a rewatch, actually.
Damn it.
Not a
I knew
rewatch.
it. I should have stuck to the non-rewatch.
It's a first-time viewer, and that is 1 out of 5, which doesn't make any sense as to why you'd say 0 out of 10 at the start of the
No,
review.
that sounds like a letterbox review. No, I was even thinking that. But a letterbox review would say 0 and then give it a 1 anyway, because that's funny. Because here's the thing, letterbox people, they think they're funny.
That's right.
They think they're ha-ha-hee-hees. They think they're comedians. They have their own podcast with 2 white guys, you know?
They all do. They all do. Statistically, they all do.
Yeah.
Okay, this review is from Anna, who says, "Can I log this 30 times? It ended 30 times." It's very funny. It's a good one.
That is funny. That would appeal to you. I'm wondering if that one's your one. I'm going to give this 1.5.
That is 1, but is it a rewatch?
Oh, is it a rewatch? It is, actually.
Oh, you got it right there.
Yeah!
It is a rewatch, and
I
it's
felt
1
that one.
out of 5.
I was close.
You were
I was
close.
very close to getting that one completely. Nice. I'm glad I got a rewatch.
And then finally, Cameron says, "A movie full of jokes that only a 6-year-old could enjoy, full of impressions and references that only a 40-year-old could enjoy." It's a pretty good
That's a good one.
summary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now I'm thinking that one's your one, because that was one of your main points. But would you just put a review in that agreed with your point?
Exactly.
Or maybe that's your point because of this review and you got your whole personality from it.
Maybe.
I'll give this a 1.
Oh,
I think they gave it a 1.
and is it a rewatch?
No.
Oh, you are bang on the money for both. It is 1.
Yes!
And it
We
is not
got
a
one.
rewatch.
We got one.
Which review is mine?
I'm going to hope that one's your one because that's the one I got the right one. So
That's
maybe
fair.
I was just jiving with you.
Fair. That was not my one. Mine was the Jake Paul one because I hadn't written a review
fucker,
and I
you
couldn't
bitch.
think of a funny review.
You stupid. You did one of my ones, which is just make a really weird, like one that neither of us would make.
That's right.
And so I wouldn't guess it.
I've
that's a good one,
been
Simon. You
working
got
all
me.
day. I'm on Ritalin and I'm not funny at the moment, so I couldn't think of a good review.
That was good. That was good. I liked that. You did well. I was confused. I was bamboozled.
I'll take the disguise off.
Whoa!
That was Raven Reviews, but disguised.
Wait, Sandro!
Yes.
It was you the whole time. It wasn't me. That makes sense because I'm me.
Well, that's the podcast. Thank you for listening to the episode on the movie that was racist. Patreon.com/OldieBuddyGoodiePod. If you want to hear Zach do some reviews for X-Men Origins Wolverine, his favorite movie of all time.
Ooh, it is.
You can check that out as we continue our
Sandro
X-Men
paused there
series.
for a second, but I said it is. He did not expect me to say.
I did not expect you to. I will give a hot take. It is not the worst X-Men movie. In fact, it is by far one of the middle ones.
Ooh, okay. I'll leave my full review for the episode that you can go check out on the Patreon.
And it's out there right now. We're taking a break after that one from X-Men because, oh my god, it's K-Drama season.
Wait, K-Drama is here?
Yeah, it's K-Drama.
This is like a better Christmas. I love K-Drama.
Oh, I can't fucking wait for that. Also, go to Patreon as well, .com/OldieBuddyGoodiePod, where you can vote on the movies that we do. Because it's a month of Zach, and I was like, I'm not going to let Zach get away with his shenanigans. Patreon's going to have to keep him in check. So Zach picks movies, and then Patreon votes on them.
But Sandro, don't I need to be subscribed to vote on the Patreon polls?
Yeah, I mean, kinda. You can just sign up for free if you want.
What?
And
I
then
can
you
sign
can
up
vote.
for free and then vote on those?
Yeah.
Isn't that some fun interaction that I can do just for free?
Just for free, and it boosts our numbers. And then you can also give money as well if you want ad-free or bonus episodes if you're like, actually, I'm already here, so I may as well.
Yeah, but more importantly, you could just pop them there for free. You don't need to give money. You could just vote on some polls for what you want.
Yeah, and I think it'll be funny. We do record about 2 weeks in advance, so you're hearing this, the next couple have already been chosen by Patreon, but you know.
Yes. Well, we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to balance the Patreon with the episodes so we can get some good interaction.
It's going to be a little bit all over the place, and we probably won't figure out until the final week of when I'm doing it, so 2 months from now. But,
We recorded this on Teams for the first time.
Oh, yeah, also because Skype's dead, and recording on Discord is honestly the most painful thing we've ever done. We have both installed
Sandro
Teams.
hates Discord. He thinks it's the worst. And I'm just saying, wait till it goes public, then you'll hate Discord.
It is public, though.
Public trading.
Oh, are they going to go public?
Yeah, they're going to go public.
Fuck.
Did you hear about how they fired their CEO?
Oh, no. That's not good.
They fired their CEO and replaced it with someone from Activision.
Oh, that's
Activision Blizzard.
I see no issues with this.
Because they're going to go public soon. It's going to be a fun time. And they're definitely not going to shoot themselves in the foot and everybody's going to have a mass exodus from Discord. That would be crazy.
Well, go ahead and buy your Discord coin now before they flop. So go do that. Okay, so now it's time to reveal what we're doing next week. Because, Zach, you haven't come up with options and I haven't come up with options because it's not June yet. And June is the month of Zach. So what did we do in the interim? We made our editor pick movies for us to watch.
Oh, okay. What options were there for us to choose on? Obviously, we don't get to pick because it's a Patreon poll, right?
Yeah, it's a Patreon vote. Patreon has decided what we're doing, but I'll read out the 4 options that were available that our marvelous mate, Mr. Starkey, came up with. And they are all obviously connected to Master of Disguise as well, so I'll say the connection. The movies that Mr. Starkey came up with was Halloween 2.
Oh.
Yes.
Halloween 2. Have we not done Halloween 2?
We've never done a Halloween movie, actually. We've never done a Halloween. And Halloween 2 is the first...
We've never done a Halloween movie.
No, we've never done Halloween.
I swear we've done one with Mike Myers in it.
We've watched Halloween together, but we haven't reviewed Halloween.
What? That's crazy to me.
Yeah. So maybe one day we'll have to do that. But yeah, Halloween 2, the connection between this movie and Halloween 2 is that Dana Carvey actually shows up as a background actor in Halloween 2, which is very random.
Ah, nice.
So a great connection there. He also had The Benchwarmers.
Oh, The Benchwarmers. What is that?
That is a Rob Schneider movie, actually. He's not the main lead. I think it's an ensemble cast where there are a bunch of kids who are bad at baseball, so they try to be good at baseball.
Oh, Benchwarmers.
Yeah.
Okay, now I get it. Oh, that sounds like it could be fun and also funny for you to watch. The
connection there was that it was a Happy Madison production, which is Adam Sandler's production house.
I love Sandy Boy.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy that one is not picked because I want to save the Happy Madison connection to make us watch something worse at some point. So
you bastard, you would.
There was also the movie Simon Says, which this one came second. So the 4th movie won. This one came second.
What is Simon Says?
Oh, we dodged a fucking bullet with this one, Zach. This looks atrocious.
Oh my god! What is this?
It's like a spy movie starring basketball star Dennis Rodman, who I don't know if he can act or not. It looks atrocious. It looks really bad.
Whoa, that does look rough.
I have no idea how Starkey found this movie, but the connection that he had was it has a disguise in it. So maybe he disguises himself at some point.
He's in a few movies by the looks of it.
Has he?
But anyway. Yeah, I don't think he's like an actor, but he's been in a lot of sports movies by the looks of it.
An Interpol agent played by Dennis Rodman helps an old classmate find the kidnapped daughter of a computer software tycoon. Oh boy.
Oh god.
Oh, narrowly dodged that one. But the movie that we are doing is an M. Night Shyamalan movie, which means it's going to have a good twist. Zach, we're doing a movie. It's called Signs.
Oh, Signs!
Yeah.
Okay, Signs. What's that one about?
Crop circles, I think.
Ooh.
Spooky crop circles.
Okay, all right. I like...
So, next week we're doing Signs. The connection that Starkey came up with was that I'll get the exact wording up. The movie was released within a week of our editor's birthday because Master of Disguise and Signs came out on the same day, which was like 4 days before Starkey was born. And so that's the connection, is that Signs
I was
going to
use that connection myself. Damn.
The wording
Wow, that's a crazy
specifically
connection.
is the connection is the movie was released within a week of our editor's birthday, which is such a
Right.
I love this
but
connection.
I could do within a month or a year, same year, I've still got that as options. Okay, that's good.
I don't know if that's a stretch. I don't know how to feel about that connection. I think it's valid. I think it's a valid connection.
I think it's valid. I think it's a little stretchy. A little
stretchy?
A little stretchy.
Yeah.
But not a stretch.
No.
Just a little stretchy.
It's a little bit stretchy. So anyway, that's what
mostly because you could say month or year or whatever,
So that's what we're doing next week is signs. So very fun. Thanks to everyone who voted on that on Patreon. If you want to vote, go Patreon and vote, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah. But that's the episode. Let's wrap up the episode with our favorite disguise.
I think we should just have actually 15 minutes of B-roll bloopers, actually. I think that would be good. Yeah. It's me. I'm a guy. I'm disguised as someone else. Sandro, this joke isn't working. Man, we need to redo this.
Okay.
Cut that sucker. Cut that sucker. It's me, a guy. I'm disguised.
No,
Why are we doing this joke again?
That's not good.
What was the joke? I forgot my lines. Oh, you're recording. Sorry, that's my bad. I'm talking over you. What? Where did you get that chicken suit from anyway?
I'm a chicken man.
Impressive.
Look at me, I'm a chicken man. I shat my pants.
Whoa!
That's right.
Still funnier than the main movie.
Now you do some music, I guess. It's a song change. We got to keep going for 15 minutes.
Bow, ba-da-bow, ba-da-bow.
It's me. I'm in disguise as a pair of pants. I'm running around.
Bow,
Tripped.
Those are some sexy pants. Bow,
Uh,
these pants were made for walking, and that's what they're gonna do. Bow, these pants are gonna kick your ass because they're action pants.
Don't care. Our movie is shit. Don't care.
This onion is like a movie. It has no layers whatsoever. It is me, Super Disguiser. I get the power of disguising, where I turn into a person and I get their powers. I'm going to turn into a good movie. Oh, I failed. I didn't. And now we got a bad movie. I'm a
cowboy, but instead of guns, I got bananas. I got little bananas. I'm gonna shoot you with potassium. Get potassiumed.
Oh, I'm allergic to potassium.
Oh, no. Oh my god, we gotta keep going. I'm Dana.
No, can we stop? We don't need to do 15 minutes, Sanjay. Please, that was a joke.